the Aztecs. This kind of came as a surprise. Magoon Gwath, of course, electing to back away from going to the NBA. Now we find out why. Needed knee surgery, had an arthroscopic procedure on the PCL ligament in the back of the knee. That's for support of the knee. They're not talking specifics, but that type of surgery takes 5 months. So he won't be doing heavy-duty basketball stuff till we get to fall, which might be September into October. But you can play with an injured PCL. I was a little surprised they did the arthroscopic procedure because a lot of guys play with the injury the way it is. They wear a knee brace and they never have any problems. But this is an offshoot of what happened during the end of the regular season. So he'll be laid up some, but they think good to go once we get to October. And of course, the season starts early November. USC, this is a really scary story. Gilbert Arenas is a longtime NBA star. His son was a tremendous recruit and decided to go to USC. And he was supposed to enroll this summer, be a freshman next year, maybe a one-and-done kid. And his son was involved in a horrible Tesla Cybertruck auto accident on Friday at 5 a.m. Hit a hydrant and a tree at full speed, destroyed the front of the truck, got trapped in the Cybertruck as it caught on fire. 2 people who were out in the street at 5 a.m. ran, had trouble breaking the windows, finally found an open window, hauled him out. And he was lying face down in the water as the truck caught on fire. It was very bad, very scary. Had to be traveling at a hell of a high rate of speed at 5 o'clock in the morning in a Tesla Cybertruck, state-of-the-art, Star Wars van. Nice use of your NIL money. What the hell are you doing out at 5 a.m.? Anyhow, he was rushed to the hospital. He was put into an induced coma because of the amount of smoke he inhaled while he was trapped in this truck that he was unconscious. Those 2 people saved his life. He is now stable. He's still in the hospital, but he's stable. He's out off the critical list, and he was intubated. I think they were taking the intubation tubes out this morning. What a scary story. Like I say, what the hell are you doing out at 5 o'clock in the morning, partying with the fellas? A terrible story. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Nothing good happens after midnight. Isn't that how that saying goes?
Damn right. Unless you're going to work.
And you hate to blame the kid. We've all made foolish mistakes in our youth. I certainly have.
That's pretty serious.
But yeah, at 5 a.m., even I wasn't out that late. But I saw the pictures of that Tesla truck and it looked awful.
He crushed it.
Yeah. And then you imagine if it's a fire with an electric truck. I mean, that's a whole other kind of hazard.
And it couldn't get into it. They were trying to break the windows, and they finally found an open window, crawled through, hauled him out, and he was unconscious.
Unbelievable. Well, I feel sad for the kid. Hopefully he comes back. By the way, did you see USC sign Chad Baker-Mazara?
Yes.
Yeah, that's interesting. He's been bouncing around. The Magoon Gwath thing is interesting too, because it gives us a little more insight to what was happening behind the scenes. Is he going to transfer? Is he going to go pro? And if he had this knee problem, it needs to get taken care of. But it seems like these guys like Manute, or I'm going to say Manute Bol, these kind of long, lanky guys that look like baby giraffes, they seem like they would be more susceptible to knee injuries and that sort of thing, wouldn't they?
Well, they're like gazelles. They run up and down the floor. They jump. I just don't know what the bone structure, the ligament structure would be for somebody that's 7'1" or 7. Manute Bol is what, 7'4".
But their limbs are so long, so there's so much leverage that's applied to that ligament in the knee. So I mean, it's tough on him, and he's had a history of other injuries during his redshirt year and in high school. So God, he's a good kid, and you want him to be successful. So hopefully he can overcome it.
5 months. So, but again, the PCL injury is much different, much lesser in terms of severity than if it were a ligament on the side of the knee or or meniscus across the front. This is a lesser of an injury. So.
Yeah, I think there's the ACL and the MCL.
Right. And then you got the meniscus. And the meniscus injuries can be pretty severe. So, but he got hurt. It was a very fluke way, the way he landed. He wasn't hit. He landed and his leg buckled.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Yeah.
Okay. All things basketball. Feel free to jump on board if you got an opinion. Fans forum chat box is open. Final